Jack here, Superintendent of Fauquier County Public Schools, with another edition of One Hard Question. This week's hard question wasn't submitted as a hard question, but it's come up a lot recently amongst parents and teachers regarding local composite index. And if you saw the paper recently or read Fauquier Now, you may have seen the article about the state's funding formula, the change to the state's funding formula, and how it impacted us, impacted our school division to the tune of $1.7 million. So the way the local composite index works, the local composite index of ability to pay is the formula the state uses to determine how much funding they will provide to your school division according to the SOQs versus what should be provided or is expected of the local community, the county or city, for example. So it's an index, and it changes every 2 years. And in some communities it goes up, and some it goes down, and some it stays the same. Well, unfortunately for us, we had the 5th highest increase in local composite index level amongst 135 school divisions in the state of Virginia. And this is very bad news for us. It means that we'll receive $1.7 million less in state funding as a result of the impact of the composite index change. And essentially how it works is, in Virginia, and some states do this, use a similar sort of formula as us. The idea is the wealthier your school division is, the wealthier your community is, the more that the community, county, city, whomever, should be providing to support the local school division. That's sort of a very general way of looking at this index. In Virginia, we have the 19th highest, 19 out of 135 school divisions. We have the 19th highest composite index. So I guess one way you could look at this is, out of 135 school divisions, we are ranked 19th in terms of our communities, our counties' overall wealth. Now, to get more specific, because people ask, well, wow, what does this happen? How does this happen? What are the factors that drive it? Well, they are, and I'm going to get my cheat sheet out here. They're pretty straightforward. It's calculated every 2 years based on 5 factors. One is your enrollment. Now, we've had an increase in enrollment recently, but they measure they're a year off in terms of their measurement. They're measuring enrollment between 2012 and 2014, and we actually had a decrease in enrollment of about 1%, and that's not good for school divisions, because if your enrollment's staying flat or going down a little bit, and your budget's staying relatively the same or increasing a little bit, then it looks like you're wealthier, basically. Population increase. We had a small population increase in Virginia and Fauquier County over roughly the same time period of about 1%, 1.2%. The value of local property increased by 12%, which is significantly higher than the state average. Adjusted gross income increased by 14.48%, which is well above the state average. And local taxable retail sales increased by almost 13%, 12.97%, which is well above the state average. So the county basically had a couple good years, essentially, is one way of looking at it, especially in terms of value of property, adjusted income of residents, and local retail sales. The downside, of course, for us is a change our index, and not in a good way. So that's where we are, and we're sort of in the beginning of the budget process. The governor's budget comes out, I believe, on December 18th. Shortly thereafter, we'll be starting to develop our specific budget that we'll be presenting to the school board in January 25th, I believe. And we'll work closely with the Board of Supervisors, with the county administrator, and we will produce a responsible budget that addresses our needs. And that's where we are, and that's our situation relative to the index, and sort of is what it is. It's not going to change. It's done, and we won't see another adjustment again for about 2 years. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks.